Welcome to SelfCrafted Life, the space where you stop doubting, start trusting, and finally live as the real you. Harnessing the power of gratitude for personal growth. Why gratitude might be the most underrated tool for growth? Have you ever paused, not to chase the next milestone, but simply to appreciate what's already here? In a world constantly pushing us to do more, be more, and have more, gratitude is a quiet rebellion. It shifts the lens, it rewires the mind, and more importantly, it has the power to unlock deep, personal growth. Gratitude isn't fluff, it's neuroscience, it's emotional regulation, it's a daily spiritual practice that grounds us in enoughness, even as we strive for more. And it's available to every single one of us, for free, in any moment. In this journey, we'll explore how gratitude literally reshapes your brain, improves your well-being, deepens your relationships, and reconnects you with who you really are. You'll also get practical tools you can use, starting today, to cultivate a life rooted in appreciation. Let's dive in, not into perfection, but into presence. 1. The neuroscience of gratitude. Modern neuroscience shows that gratitude activates the brain's reward and pleasure centers, including the hypothalamus and ventral tegmental area, the same regions involved in feelings of joy, motivation, and connection. Practicing gratitude consistently stimulates dopamine and serotonin production, the feel-good chemicals. Studies reveal that people who practice gratitude daily report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction, along with lower rates of stress, anxiety, and depression. Why? Because gratitude retrains your brain to notice what's working, rather than fixating on what's lacking. Just like muscles, neural pathways grow stronger with use. So the more you reflect on what you're grateful for, even if it's just one thing, the more your brain builds the habit of appreciation over fear. And this isn't just emotional, it's physical. Gratitude lowers cortisol levels, improves heart health, and even helps you sleep better. Science confirms it. When you're grateful, you're not just happier, you're healthier, too. 2. Gratitude practices for everyday life. Gratitude isn't a grand gesture, it's a daily one. Start with a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning or evening. They don't have to be profound. The smell of coffee, sunlight on your skin, a kind word from a friend. The power lies in consistency, not complexity. Another practice. Verbal appreciation. Tell someone, a coworker, your partner, even a stranger, something you appreciate about them. Gratitude expressed out loud builds connection and deepens trust. Try mindful gratitude moments throughout your day. Pause before a meal. Take a breath before replying to a stressful message. Anchor yourself in the present by acknowledging something positive. The goal isn't to bypass hard feelings, it's to build balance. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it reminds you that even amidst struggle, beauty still exists. 3. Transforming your perspective through gratitude is not just about saying thank you, it's about fundamentally shifting the way you see the world. Most of us are conditioned to notice what's wrong, the delays, the imperfections, the gaps. This natural tendency, called the negativity bias, served our ancestors well for survival. But today, it can make even a good life feel lacking. Gratitude disrupts this cycle. When you consciously focus on what's going right, even if it's small, you retrain your brain to see abundance instead of scarcity. You begin to notice the kindness of a stranger, the comfort of a warm drink, or the way sunlight filters through your window in the morning. These aren't just pleasant moments, they become anchors of perspective. In difficult times, this mindset becomes a lifeline. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" gratitude invites us to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or "What strength is this helping me build?" This doesn't erase the pain, it gives it context. It allows you to grow through what you go through. Over time, this shift accumulates. You find yourself less reactive, more peaceful, and deeply connected to what matters. Gratitude turns the ordinary into extraordinary and transforms routine into ritual. The world hasn't changed, you have. 4. Building emotional resilience. With gratitude, resilience isn't the ability to avoid difficulty. It's the strength to walk through it and keep going. And few tools support this strength like gratitude. When we encounter stress, loss, or failure, the mind naturally spirals into fear or hopelessness. But gratitude offers a stabilizing force, a reminder that even amid hardship, not everything is lost. You might have lost an opportunity, but still have your health. You might feel isolated, but still have people who care about you. Gratitude roots you in what remains, not just what's been removed. Scientific studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude are better able to cope with adversity, bounce back from trauma, and maintain hope during uncertainty. Why? Because gratitude shifts your attention away from helplessness and toward what you can appreciate, control, or grow from. For example, journaling about one lesson you learned during a setback reframes the event as meaningful rather than meaningless. Expressing thanks to someone who supported you builds connection and reminds you that you're not alone. These small moments of appreciation begin to form a new narrative. I can survive. I have tools. I am still moving forward. In this way, gratitude becomes a kind of psychological armor, not to protect you from pain, but to help you face it with clarity and courage. You don't need to be perfect to be resilient. You just need a reason to keep going. Gratitude gives you that reason. 5. Deepening relationships through expressing gratitude. Gratitude doesn't just transform your inner world. It reshapes how you relate to others. Relationships thrive not on grand gestures, but on daily, intentional moments of appreciation. Think of a time someone genuinely thanked you, not just out of politeness, but with sincerity. It probably made you feel seen, valued, and uplifted. That's the power of gratitude. When you express appreciation, you're not just acknowledging someone's action, you're affirming their presence and worth. In personal relationships, gratitude creates emotional safety. It reminds your partner, your friends, your family that they are not being taken for granted. In fact, studies show that couples who practice daily gratitude toward each other report greater satisfaction, stronger intimacy, and fewer arguments. Why? Because appreciation diffuses resentment before it can build. In professional settings, gratitude boosts morale and collaboration. A thank you to a colleague, especially when specific, can increase motivation, productivity, and a sense of belonging. Leaders who show appreciation foster more committed, engaged teams. The key is to be genuine and detailed. Instead of saying, "Thanks for everything," say, "Thank you for staying late to help with that project. It really made a difference." This shows you were paying attention. Ultimately, gratitude invites presence into relationships. It shifts you from what others lack to what they contribute, and that shift creates space for more love, empathy, and trust. 6. Dismantling entitlement with a grateful mindset. Entitlement is the belief that the world owes us something: recognition, comfort, ease, and when we don't get it, we feel angry, bitter, or disappointed. It's a mindset rooted in expectation and comparison, and it can rob us of joy, even when life is going well. Gratitude is the antidote. When you adopt a grateful mindset, you stop assuming that anything is guaranteed. You begin to see every opportunity, connection, and moment of kindness, not as a right, but as a gift. And gifts, by their nature, are meant to be received with appreciation, not demand. Let's be clear, gratitude doesn't mean settling for less or ignoring injustice. It means recognizing what's already good and allowing it to nourish you, even while striving for more. Gratitude invites you to hold both ambition and humility at the same time. When you feel frustrated by what you don't have, gratitude asks, "What do I already have that I've been overlooking?" Often, we realize that what we truly need, support, beauty, breath, purpose, has been here all along. This shift away from entitlement doesn't make you weaker, it makes you freer. You release the need to control every outcome or compare every success. And in that space, peace finds you. Living with gratitude is not about having less. It's about seeing more in what's already there. 7. How gratitude enhances goal setting and motivation. When you set goals from a place of lack, I'm not enough until I reach this, the process can feel heavy, pressured, and joyless. But when you approach goals with a foundation of gratitude, you're not running away from yourself. You're building on top of what already works. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to sufficiency. Instead of thinking I need to fix myself, you begin with, I've come far, and I'm excited to grow. This emotional starting point leads to more sustainable motivation because it's rooted in appreciation, not anxiety. Practicing gratitude also helps you recognize progress, something often ignored when we're always chasing what's next. Celebrating small wins, finishing a task, making an effort, staying consistent, builds confidence and momentum. Without this, even success can feel hollow. Moreover, gratitude minimizes toxic comparison. When you're thankful for your unique path, it becomes easier to admire others without envying them. You stop measuring your success by someone else's ruler and start defining it for yourself. Want to amplify your goals? Pair your action plan with a gratitude practice. Start each week by writing down one thing you're proud of and one thing you're thankful for. This practice grounds you, fuels your vision, and keeps your spirit aligned with your values. When you grow from gratitude, your goals no longer come from fear of not being enough. They become expressions of your inner wholeness. 8. Gratitude as a spiritual pathway. Gratitude transcends mood and motivation. It touches something sacred. In nearly every spiritual tradition, gratitude is a doorway to divine connection, reverence, and humility. Whether you call it God, the universe, spirit, or simply life, gratitude helps you feel part of something bigger than yourself. It's easy to move through life on autopilot, caught in deadlines, to-do lists, and external noise. But gratitude gently returns you to presence, a single breath of thanks for being alive, for having this moment, becomes a form of prayer, a whisper to the mystery of existence. Spiritual gratitude doesn't rely on circumstances. It isn't about being thankful because everything's going right. It's about recognizing the sacred in the ordinary, the sunrise, a cup of tea, a moment of silence. It's about choosing to bow, even when life is uncertain or hard. And from this place, something incredible happens. Your heart softens. You become more open, more compassionate, more attuned to others. Gratitude awakens awe, and awe awakens purpose. This connection to something greater isn't abstract. It shows up in your actions. Grateful people are more likely to serve, to give, to love. They're not just trying to feel good. They're trying to do good, because they realize how much they've already received. Gratitude doesn't just heal the self, it heals our sense of belonging to the world. 9. Teaching gratitude to the next generation. Gratitude is not just a personal tool, it's a generational gift, and the earlier it's taught, the deeper it takes root. Children aren't born entitled. They learn that mindset when they see adults who complain more than they appreciate. The most powerful way to teach gratitude is to live it out loud. When young people observe you expressing thanks, celebrating small joys, and naming what you're grateful for, they absorb those values into their emotional vocabulary. Simple, daily rituals can make a big difference. A gratitude moment at dinner, a quick thank you note each week, or asking kids to share something they appreciated from their day. These aren't chores, they're emotional exercises, strengthening empathy, presence, and joy. But it's not just about being positive. Teaching gratitude also means helping kids sit with hard emotions and still find something good. What did you learn from that mistake? Who helped you today, even a little? These questions build resilience, not toxic positivity. When kids grow up practicing gratitude, they tend to develop stronger social skills, healthier self-esteem, and better mental health. They also learn to value what they have instead of constantly chasing more, a skill that can spare them decades of emptiness later on. The goal isn't to raise perfect children, it's to raise aware ones who can hold both pain and peace, effort and appreciation. And that begins with us modeling it first. 10. The ripple effect of a grateful life. Gratitude doesn't stay inside you, it radiates outward. A single grateful person can transform a room, a workplace, a family dynamic. That's the hidden power of this practice. Its ripple effect is immeasurable. When you walk into a space grounded in gratitude, you become more patient, more present, more open. Others feel it. They soften in your presence. You're no longer reacting to life. You're responding to it with clarity and care, and that shift invites others to do the same. Think about the last time someone sincerely thanked you. It likely stayed with you, maybe even influenced how you treated others that day. That's the ripple. Gratitude creates a chain of kindness, connection, and awareness that moves far beyond its origin. Over time, gratitude can reshape families, workplaces, communities. It's a quiet revolution, one built not on noise, but on attention. Attention to what matters. Attention to what's working. Attention to what is here. This doesn't mean you ignore pain or injustice. It means you root your actions in something. Deeper appreciation, dignity, and a commitment to life's sacredness. You may never see all the ways your gratitude changes the world, but it does. Every time you pause, notice, and give thanks, you help humanity remember what it means to be whole. You're not just creating a better life for yourself. You're creating a better world for all of us. Final word. Gratitude is not the end. It's the beginning. Gratitude is more than a practice. It's a way of seeing, of being, of choosing. It's the quiet force that grounds us in what's real, even when life feels uncertain. When we learn to pause and say, "This is enough for now," we reclaim something the modern world constantly tries to steal from us, our peace. But gratitude doesn't mean we stop growing. In fact, it's the very soil in which real, sustainable growth takes root. It gives us the courage to dream without fear, to act without self-punishment, and to change not because we're broken but because we're becoming. That's the difference. That's the power. Gratitude invites us back to ourselves. It reconnects us to the people we love, the path we're walking, and the potential that's always been inside us, even on the hard days, especially on the hard days. So, start small, take one breath, write one sentence, whisper one thank you, even if your heart's still healing, especially if it is. Because personal growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are, present, aware, and alive to the gifts around and within you. And in a world obsessed with more, gratitude reminds you, you already have something worth holding on to. You already are someone worth becoming. The journey begins not with what you lack, but with what you notice. So, notice and give thanks. That's where real growth begins. Remember, the world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real. Keep showing up as you.